And, well, that only leaves one thing to do, right?
Uh-oh. So white.
But he is certainly not the whitest on this panel. Each week we look at... Oh, Jesus.
What's wrong?
You're jerking off two ghosts. As we do each week, we
I'm doing
look
drum
at...
dance.
I know what you were doing, but it looks just as bad when you do it.
Guys and him jerking off ghosts. That's not great timing, Jim.
We look at EJ's power rankings. We don't do bottom 5s and 10s and 20s in the postseason. We just look at the teams that are still alive. So, EJ, for the podcast audience, what is your top 8 this week?
All right, top 8. Here we go. Kyle, be quiet for a second. Number 8, the Buccaneers. 7, Packers. 6, Texans. 5, Lions. 3B, the Bills. No, I'm joking. 4, the Bills. 3, the Chiefs. 2, the Niners. 1, the Ravens. I actually wanted to go 4 and 4A, 4B, the Lions and the Bills, but whatever. I had a hard time with the 4 and 5, honestly.
So let me get this right.
Yes.
Oh, well, actually, it's because the Chiefs are your 3, but you picked the Lions to advance, but the Bills don't. Even though the Bills ranked high, but it's because it's the Chiefs. I like that you've understood that it's okay to have more AFC teams at the top, but they're anyways.
Yeah, eliminated. I mean, like I said, I told Jim earlier when I sent him the list. I wanted to put Detroit at 4 at one point. Because, again, Buffalo, it's one of those things where, like,
dude,
you saw yesterday, first half. Oh, my God. Probably best team in football. Second half of the game. Holy shit. They might blow the game after me.
Best team in football.
No, I'm just saying that the way they play, you think sometimes you get the vision of, like, maybe they're the best team in football. But,
I'll put it this way. If the Bills had that kind of difficulty against, say, the Packers, I'd be more. No, that's not a shot, Jim. I didn't mean that shit.
He's over it.
Hit the goddamn button. There it is. Anyway,
always bet the over if we're talking about that button.
Right? Yeah. But listen, if it was a team like the Packers, I would be more worried. Yeah. The Steelers are built to be tough as nails. It's kind of a thing they do. And as the Steelers came back, guess what? They still won the game by 2 touchdowns. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have the same top 2. I have the Bills at 4. I have the same 6, 7, 8 as you do. I have the Lions and the Chiefs switched. I think
Homer.
I mean, let's
Homer.
But first off, my fucking Lions, baby. Let's go. But I think they beat a better team. I understand it was a closer game, but I think they beat a better team. And I think they are the better team. And I don't like to look at, especially in the regular season, I don't like to look at like where teams they're playing next or whatever. But when you're looking at the playoffs in this capsule, the Lions having a matchup against the Bucks is a very favorable position, probably more favorable than either the Chiefs or the Bills. Which I can't avoid thinking about that when making my rankings.
Right. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment too, given that we all think the Lions are going to win against the Buccaneers. That probably puts them ahead of the Chiefs and Bills because those two will have to play each other. Now, next week, whoever was behind them will certainly leapfrog them. But I think that for now, based on the way you rank, with the optics, Lions would be at 3 for me.
Makes sense. Optics. You get me, Matt. With all these years, you get me.
But yeah, I mean, so
Kyle was right. Kyle, what's wrong, man?
I now that you asked, you're all talking about the optics. I can like optics. You can see these nuts, okay?
What would be?
What was that about CD Lamb there?
He said CD nuts. Like,
well,
fuck you, Kyle.
What are you?
Guilty.
Kyle just got astray.
Now you're just rigging me over, Jim. I'm going to report you to the gaming commission.
Fuck you, buddy.
You.
So we Texans at 6, Packers 7, Bucks 8. We can debate where the Lions should be, with the Ravens Niners obviously is the 1 seed. I don't know if the question is what would be the biggest upset or the most shocking, but if one of those teams were to win, Texans, Packers, or Bucks, which one is the most surprising to you, Matt?
The most surprising of Texans, Packers, Bucks, I would say probably the Packers.
Kyle, same.
No, spot on. Like, because I mean, at least the Lions, they only won their game by 1 point. Okay, if the Texans beat the Ravens, the Ravens had the bye week and CJ Stroud is God. MVP candidate. Just EJ tried to tell you bitches, but you wouldn't listen. Whatever. Nobody loved Jordan at quarterback going into this season. And if they turn around and break the streak of losing that the Packers have against the 49ers in the playoffs, something the Cowboys still haven't done.
Okay, that, you know what? The one I hit earlier, that one's for you, asshole.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Wait, there it is.
What can I say except you're welcome?
I think it's clearly the Packers. Yeah.
EJ, same.
Oh yeah, same Packers, of course. Everything Kyle Matt says dead on.
Yeah, the Texans, if they get a win, I mean it's a hot team beating a 1 seed that's been on a bye. We've seen it happen before. It's why I joke that, like, I remember the first time that, like, Peyton and the Colts didn't get the bye, I was like, that was on purpose. Like, they just got tired of losing that first divisional game. Ryan says he's just tuning in now. What was EJ's worst take tonight? Because he probably
it would be the surprising nature of this week's wild card Sunday, yes, or wild card weekend, yes. Surprising being the keyword, of course.
Oh, crinkle fries.
No. You're correct. Your take is correct on crinkle fries. That's Ryan's worst take of all time. And it's really a lot of things you've ever said.
How dare you, Ryan?
Mike says the Packers would be the most surprising. Texans might go crazy. Who knows? As a Bengals homer, I'm sure.
Homer.
Ryan said he's out with the. You guys can fight that one another day. But yeah, I mean, and the Bucks. I mean, certainly. They've shown that they can put points up. I don't expect them to win by any stretch, but it's certainly the Packers would be the most surprising in the bunch there.